is Kamran Gasimov. I'm a journalist, scriptwriter from Azerbaijan, Real TV. I present my company. And exactly, first of all, I would like to mention that Azerbaijan and United Arab Emirates has a good relation and more than 30 years. Your country is the first country, one of the first countries which recognize independence of our country. Now, our governments cancelled any visa issues between for our peoples. So about your question, exactly, this media tour playing main role for improve information about green energy in the world, because green energy is a new milestone for world energy, and I think sustainable development today exactly it's one of the main goals of United Nations, and role of media important in this case, because media must propaganda must give many information about the sustainable development. I remember January of this year when our President Ilham Aliyev has attended Sustainable Week in United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi, and he made speech about new issues of energy. So I think sustainable development, it's the, first of all, media every time must work with developers, with the producers of green energy. What we saw here in Abu Dhabi last 4 days, it's fantastic, because Abu Dhabi Emirates built a new energy era in this lands. And exactly, we have strategic partnership, we have agreements with master company. Master company built in Azerbaijan a big plant, and last year, 2020, master presented plant in Azerbaijan in Karadagh region. Exactly what we saw here in Abu Dhabi, solid energy plants, green hydrogen, and it's relevant with the clean energy. Exactly, it is the strategic plan of Emirates for new energy era, new energy milestone in the world. And we really appreciate, and exactly, it's the know-how, it's the opening new job opportunity for the people, also scientists. So there have many issues which are relevant each other. And I think media must stay in the first of this process, must be locomotive in this process, and give benefit for develop green energy. Get more information, because people need information about the green energy. Many people hasn't information about green energy, about the clean energy, but media in this case responsible to organize information storage for the people, for the followers.
My name is Gabriel Vega. I am a journalist from Panama. My news channel is called Eco TV. What I can say about my impression of this visit to the United Arab Emirates, well, first of all, I love the country. I think the country is beautiful in itself, and it's different. Every emirate is different in its own way. I think the people are also very nice, and it's good to see, resources put into countries being more sustainable, which is basically the point of why we're here. Of course, I think it's important to put sustainability in the media, because we are currently suffering many changes in the environment because of, climate change itself and human action. And we journalists, we are the voice of the people. We have sort of influence on them to tell them not what is good or what is wrong, but what we can do to, have a better world for ourselves. And us being here, for example, I'm from what you could say a third world country. I can go back and say, look at how people in the other side of the world are using the same resources that we have. And I'd put it in their benefits because it's economic and it's also, good for the health of everyone to have, more renewable energy to stop the carbon dioxide emissions. So I think that with keeping our objectivity, we can now take what we have learned from here and translate it to our countries. And also, just journalism also allows us to tell stories, stories about the world. And with climate change itself, it's very important to show how taking action can influence on people's life and also how it needs to be now and not something for the future. We need to start to take action about the climate change now.
Hi, I'm Paula. I work for UOL, one of the biggest online media in Brazil. I'm an assistant editor there. And today we are here in Mazda learning a lot about green hydrogen and what the city is about. And for me, it's really interesting because Brazil is now just starting to talk about these things. Especially green hydrogen. All Latin America are starting to talk about it, Colombia mainly. And for me, it's interesting to see how advanced you guys are and to go back to Brazil and to report something about it and to share with people how you guys are doing it, how we can look for you to see what we can do there also. And for me, the environmental coverage is really important because it actually is really tricky because in my country, people are not so interested in environmental news, but we are trying to break those barriers. We are trying to say to them, look, this is our future, this is our present, we need to do something about it. And for me, being a reporter, environmental reporter, it's really important and it's really special because I get to translate a lot of what I'm seeing here, what I'm seeing in other countries, what I'm seeing even in Brazil to people that are not interested in it. It's difficult, but I think I'm getting there, and I think it's really important. People need to know this because it involves everyone, right? And we need to do something about it. We need to stop doing what we always do and looking for innovation, looking for education even. And maybe here I can find, and I did find, very good examples that I can bring to Brazil and say to the people, look, we can go there too, we can achieve these things too, and it's really important for me to be. Like green hydrogen, I think you have a lot of solar energy too. In Brazil, solar energy is becoming huge, really huge. It's like the second energy source right now there. So it's really nice. I'm seeing like it's the future here for me, like the future that I want to see in Brazil is the future that I want to report. There is the future that we need, I think, because everything is not going so well in the world. We are seeing heat waves in Europe, and that we didn't see even in Brazil. Today is winter there, but it's not cold anymore. Indigenous people are suffering so much, and we need innovation, and we need people thinking about it and doing something about it. And I think you guys are doing it. So that's it.
My name is Ayon Kim, and I'm from South Korea, and I'm working for MBC. This tour, the whole schedule in this tour was very impressive to me because creating new energy, like green energy, is very important to whole of the country in the world. And what the most impressive point what I have is during the tour, the solar energy plant, because the size it was very huge, and I think this country use their resource very in this very smart way, because you have a very huge desert and you have hot climate, and I think it's the best resource to generate the electricity, because solar energy is a very competitive resource in the future, and you are trying to do this very early time in the early time, and I think it will be the best case to follow to the country around you who has the similar climate like you and similar environment, and also to the other country like us or other else not around you, but the whole country. I think this will be very impressive try, because all over the world are interested to develop the new energy, green energy, because that is very competitive industry, and in terms of economic side or environmental side. So showing to the media of your try will be very helpful to the country who want to follow the next step, creating the green energy.
I'm Elana Dimitrova from Bulgarian television BTV. This visit was very interesting and very worthy for me, because we saw so many things, so many developments here in the United Arab Emirates, and we're going to show it to our country. And maybe we will have some good example what we can do with our sources, because we in Bulgaria have wind, have solar. Yes, we do implement some wind farms and solar plants, but not in that scale what is it in the United Arab Emirates. So it was a very good example for us, and I hope, because we are going to make a short documentary about how the whole visit, I hope that it will be interested to be seen in Bulgaria for our audience. We really appreciate being in the forest, in the desert, and all these solar plants. They're so big projects, and especially in the innovation center of the solar plant, of course, where you can see robots and everything else. So it was a very interesting visit, and I think it would come with good results for our television. The world is just changing rapidly, this global warming. So we are talking not so much, but we want to talk more and more in the media about this, because the world is so where we live in. So if we don't take steps to improve it, to make it better, healthier, greener, then then maybe we should find another planet after, I don't know, 100 years or less. And our film, our short documentary, will be called A Green Desert. And I ask this question to all the people we've interviewed: is the desert green? Then first laugh. But they said, of course, if we can do it here in the desert, you can do it everywhere in the world. And I think that's the point of my work here.
I'm Atina Lopez. I'm an environmental journalist from Argentina. It was very interesting to get to know how other countries deal with their energy, how are they trying to produce greener energy, and how they use technology to achieve their environmental goals. And particularly about Master City, I think it's an interesting example to see how the cities of the future will look like. I think environmental and climate journalists are fundamental, because we are in the middle of a climate crisis, and we need to to give the people good information about the crisis that we are in, and what can we do to transform our way of living, which is reduce fossil fuels and start to make a huge impact and a change in order to save ourselves from our own destruction.
My name is Diao. I'm a senior economics reporter for the South African Broadcasting Corporation, based in Johannesburg, South Africa. This facility, the Master City, is one of the things that I've always wanted to see. I've read a lot about it and what the UAE is doing in its strive for cleaner and renewable energy and its goal to become 100% renewable by 2050. So it's really a great honor to be here, and as a journalist to be able to come and cover this and be able to be a stakeholder in telling the news to the rest of the African continent and our South African viewers. It's a real privilege because we play a big role in letting people know about why this matters, why reducing carbon emissions matter. So our role is very important because we are the first and the ones in the front line, right? People believe us. Everything we tell them, they believe it. So to get the buy-in of the rest of the continent, to get the buy-in for the rest of the world, they need seamless reporting. They need truthful reporting. They need to understand what sustainability is going to be doing for the rest of the universe. So it is our responsibility as the media to make sure that we tell the stories truthfully, we put all the facts that are there, and we make sure that we give out news as timelessly as possible to get the buy-in of the rest of the world in making sure that we have a sustainable future.